Hello and welcome to this quick video tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to go over how I create my ads so that I can give you a visual as to how I pretty much implement the steps that you just have learned in the book. If you have not read the book, I highly recommend you go ahead and read the book. In the book, there's a lot more details that I'm not going to cover here. And ultimately, you want to go through all the details so that you can benefit from each and every single step. I want you to get the most for your ads or your money spent. So the better you create your ads, the more clients the more leads you will be able to attract. And once again, you have to be able to hit every single step to increase your chances. If you only use a few of the steps, you will still be successful, primarily because a lot of the ads you're going up against a lot of contractors are writing ads without really any knowledge on how to write an ad. But if you use the 7-step method, it'll pretty much break everything down for you, and it will definitely exponentially actually increase your chances of being able to get hired versus your competitors. And I will show you exactly why. Let's see, I'm about to share my screen with you as of right now. Give me a few minutes. And this is obviously, everybody knows the search engine, Google. We want to look at Craigslist, click on Craigslist. Now, why do we choose Craigslist? Primarily because my lighting is a little bit off. I apologize for that. Primarily because Craigslist is super beginner friendly if you don't know any solid marketing, if you don't have any marketing skills, if you don't know any copywriting, if you don't know how to target your audience, if you don't have any funnel experience, any email marketing experience, cold calling or warm calling, all that stuff is out the window. You do not need any of that information to use Craigslist and to be able to obtain clients, just like I showed you in the book. Just like I showed you in the book, if you see any of the examples, how I was able to turn a simple $5 ad into well over $1,000 in business. I was also able to turn a simple $5 ad into over $4,000 in business. And I turned a $5 ad into $200 in business. And this process is super user-friendly. And when you're new, you don't need to have any of the other fancy stuff or hire a marketing team or create a crazy incentive email campaign. I do use Facebook for disclosure. I do use TikTok. I do use Instagram. I do use Google. And I've used YouTube in the past. But those platforms require you to have a lot more understanding over how to do marketing. You have to understand how to write copy, or else people are not going to click on your ads. You have to know how to create good headlines, have a pretty good amount of knowledge when it comes to marketing, or hire someone who does, which is very, very expensive. How do I know this? For 2 years, I struggled, and I'm not going to go into this or make this video too long. For 2 years, I struggled, and I made ads, and I literally was not that successful. It took me a while to get to where I am today. It took me a lot of courses, a lot of educations, tens of thousands of dollars of investing in myself, in courses to learn how to do simple stuff that I'm about to teach you right now in this simple little format. And what we're focusing on, once again, is just two methods. The first method is the Ad Vantage method, which will allow you to attract clients for a very low price. You can put as many ads of this as you want to throughout the week. Best times for my business, I'm not sure what your business is like, but most contractor businesses or service providers, the weekends are pretty busy. Mondays are good for me for some reason, and Wednesdays. And also the time you post. I normally post when people are at lunch or between 8 and 9 in the morning. And in the evenings when people are winding down right around roughly between 7 and 9, that's when people finish eating and are looking through their phone to fill the task for the following day. Well, without further ado, let's get right into it. If you haven't read the book, please go back and read it. This is going to be a basic cover-up. So Craigslist is a simple search engine. If you don't know, right here on the left side, if you look at the arrow on the top left, people normally go in there and they type in what they're looking for. If you want, we'll go a little bit more into details as to this search engine and how to maximize your opportunity of getting more clients using keywords, but that's towards the end of the video. So my business is a handyman business, and we'll click on this one here. And if you post, people are constantly posting, so your post will continue to keep push down as new posts keep coming up. So if you go down here, that is me. And headline is the first step. There's 7 steps to my method. The first step is simple, it's just a headline. Mr. Save You Time and Money Handyman Services. And then Craigslist lets you pick a city that you want to promote. I work in multiple cities and in 3 different counties around my area. If the job is right, I will commute to these counties. Some of my paying jobs pay really well, and I don't mind driving a good distance for it if I'm going to make anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 or $6,000. I won't really travel that far for $100, but when it's worth it, I will go super far. Now, there's not much I can say about the headlines because this is not like when you're doing marketing on social media where your headline is key and most people spend more time focusing on the headline than the entire body of the ad, because if you don't get people to click on your headline, then they're not going to watch the body. So that headline is more important. In Craigslist, things are a little bit different. Right here, look at what your competitors are doing in your niche. You want to do the opposite of what they're doing when creating a headline, but what you do want to do is put your service. For example, handyman. I capitalize there. So people are looking for a handyman. That's right there. People are looking for someone to paint. I can put that as well. If people are looking for a cleaner, you want to put cleaner. I put the name of my logo, and I just started this logo recently. Mr. Save You Time and Money, because who doesn't want to save time? Who doesn't want to save money? Handyman services. So that's the very first thing about the headline. When you're putting up your headline, it's always a good rule of thumb to check what your competitors are doing and do the opposite. And what I mean by that is if everyone is using caps, don't go crazy on the caps. Try to be unique. Use less caps. If everyone's using emojis, use less or no emojis. Try to do something that's different than what everyone else is doing, or else you will fall into the trend and look like everyone else. And people, you want to stand out, you have to be a little bit unique. Now, the first thing that you're going to see, which is step number 2, is the images. The images are very, very important. And Craigslist gives you an option to allow you to put up to 24 images, and it's very powerful. A picture says 1,000 words. And this picture right here, the first one that I put is me working. And why are people hiring you? To do work. So people want to see you in action. A lot of people just put an image of their logo or some before and after pictures, which is great. But ultimately, I do that as well. But ultimately, people want to see you in action. And preferably, if you can smile, it's a lot more powerful, because a smile is also really warm, really inviting, and people want to hire people that obviously, they can smile and they have a personality. Going into people's homes or hiring strangers to come into your homes is a pretty big risk for a lot of people. And when they're hiring a Craigslist or any classified for that matter, people are very cautious and very careful because there's a lot of bad reputation when it comes to these platforms. So your images are very important. My first image is me working right away. My second image is my logo, which honestly doesn't really matter. I can push the logo a little further. People don't really care about that. I do it more so they recognize me. I have it on my hat. I have it on my uniform. So people recognize the logo. They recognize that I'm a brand. And I'm able to, by investing in by making these 2 little investments, I'm able to look more credible, which means I can charge an extra 20%, 15 to 20% higher than the competition. And more than likely, people won't really question it because I look a lot more professional versus somebody showing up with some raggedy clothes or with no logo and no clean clothes. Now, the next image that I use this quite often. Since you're only allowed 24 images, you have to get a little creative. And this is really simple. There's a lot of apps that can allow you to do this for free. For example, right here, there was a simple light. If you look at this arrow, there's a simple light in the bottom left that they wanted to convert into a ceiling fan. So the client bought a ceiling fan. I have pictures of me as in the middle of the process. That's me working, putting it up. And that's just me with a remote control of the ceiling fan spinning above me. Job well done. This is all one image. And you can do this 24 times if you want. I'm painting a little story here for the client so they can see kind of how this job went. The next job that I have, oh, sorry, I did not mean to do that. And let's go back here. So the next one is, again, the same thing. I should be smiling here, but I wasn't. It is a demolition that I did. I went to this kitchen. I broke everything apart. We were remodeling it. And I also offered demolition services as part of my handyman service and painting. The third one right away, I give them a fourth one, I apologize. I give them right away a quick review. And this is, you can put your reviews from anywhere you have them. I'm in different platforms because I get leads from different platforms. This one's primarily from an IKEA assembly. And the client said Alfredo was absolutely amazing. He arrived on time, was courteous, patient, very professional, and completed the task perfectly. I will absolutely hire him again for other tasks around the house. He is definitely a keeper. So this is actually, I start actually at the third, because right away I want people to know what other people are saying about me. So any positive review that you have, it's vital. You need to put reviews on you need to put reviews on all your ads, because people want to know that your service is great, and not just because of you, because anybody can say, I'm the best, I'm great. But if someone else says it, it's gold. It's 10 times more powerful. If you don't have any reviews, here's 3 simple little tips. The first one is find a friend or a relative that needs help with any kind of work and offer to do it at a discount price, not for free, at a discount price, or a good review. And the review can be as simple as you following up, how was the job? And them responding, loved it, perfect, everything worked great. It doesn't have to be super long, just like this one right here. It's very short. Anybody can really read it really quickly. So that's one tip. I'm doing work for friends or for family members. Another tip to give reviews is you can find anybody wants to hire you for a project, you can go below the competition in exchange for a review. So you're giving them a discount, and that's the incentive for them to write you a good review. And again, if you don't have a platform like this one, so you can just have them text you. You can follow up with them. How was the job? And then if you give them a discount, they'll give you a good review. As long as you put that initially before you even start, you're dropping the price for a good review. Now, the third thing that you can do to get a good review is just follow up with people. If you know you nailed the job and you did everything great, follow up the next day. How was the job? You don't want to follow up in a week and a week. You want to do it right after the job is done or shortly after you left. Even that evening works. And just screenshot them and you can upload them as an image, and Craigslist will take them just like this. So that's very powerful. Next, I have a few more jobs of just my assemblies that I've done in the past, me changing a toilet, then right away, quick pause, and I give them more reviews. What are the best, absolute best workers that I've ever had? Great communicator. I won't go reading everything, but just a lot of really positive stuff that people are saying about me. More pictures of me working. Then I have 175 reviews. This lets people know that it's not just a few people saying it, but it's 175. I'm well over that right now. And by the time you're reading this, I might be well over 200 reviews. But this is only one platform. You can find me in multiple platforms because I get more leads that way, and it's just smart. And that's pretty much it. The only thing that will make this a little bit better is if you finish with the 175, which I had that done before. And that's pretty much all I have to say about images. Except for when you're posting your image, make sure that they are clear. Make sure that your images are not blurry. Make sure if you can see the sunlight better than this freaking light that I have right now. I have to apologize. It's not the greatest lighting that I have in my right here right now. But I hope you guys can see me, and I should probably eliminate it. That's pretty much what I have. So if you go a little further down, so we already got to the headline, we got to the image. The introduction is very important, and I'll give you guys a copy of this image, and I do change it from time to time. I also change the images depending on the date of year. If it's right before football season, I'm going to put more images of me mounting TVs. If it's right before the holidays, I'm going to put more images of me putting up Christmas lights, if that's what I'm promoting. And if it's right before summer, people need gardening help, I'll put images of that. So you can be very creative, you can strategize. And once again, you can put just like this, 4 images, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 images in one. There's a lot of apps out there that you can do a lot of crazy stuff with images. So going back to the introduction, is the body of the email, which is step number 3, is pretty straightforward. I started with a call to action because some people don't want to read your information; they just want your number. So I put text or call me, and my number's right there. Then I give a quick story about me. Stories are very powerful. There's a lot of great books that are written on how to do stories. I have a lot of great videos on how stories are so powerful for your business and how to sell with stories. But I'm not going to make this video super long. If you want the videos, you can always request it. You could just follow me at Service Professionals 2.0 on my Facebook group. And you can private message me right there. My Facebook page is 100% free, and you can always follow me there also and reach out to me. So my story is pretty simple. Hello, my name is Alfredo, and I operate a small handyman business service. And the reason why I put small right there, and I should probably put it in caps, and I have in the past, is because people who are shopping in Craigslist don't want to deal with the headache of dealing with big companies. There's a reason why they're actually hiring local people around their area. As this big companies normally outsource their work, or they're a lot more expensive. So people are not looking for a cheap price. People think that people on Craigslist want cheap. There are some super cheap people and they get what they pay for, but people want good value, which means they're willing to pay a little bit more for someone who does the right job. But that's another story, that's another video. So for right now, I put small handyman service, which is what people normally are looking for in Craigslist. Then I start with a quick story, which makes me stand out from the people who don't, which is about 90% of the people on Craigslist. So they're going to look at 5 or 8 different posts to see who they're going to hire at the end. The story will stand out. When those who don't have a story, unfortunately, might go back on the blind side unless something else they did was good. And I started my handyman service shortly after COVID-19 destroyed my previous business, leaving 50 of my employees unemployed, which is 100% true. Back then, I did not know what to do, but I've always been handy with my hands, so I started working for people for free. Fast forward to now, Fast forward to now, oh, I misspelled that. I have two nows there. And I'm well over 3 years. I'm well over 4 years now. By the time I write this, I use the same ad over and over and over. I just repost and I tweak it. I have need to rewrite this because I'm well over 4 years of experience right now. Providing handyman services and helping other people save time and money. I guarantee that you will not only be working with me, because a lot of people want to work with you alone. They don't want to call a receptionist, to call the manager, to call the employee. It becomes a headache. You just keep it simple, and they know that working with me is pretty simple. I guarantee my work, and now guarantee is very, very important. So I want to stop for a minute here. A lot of people don't offer guarantees, and there's a big fear that people have when they're hiring contractors that they're just going to do a bad job, walk away, and then things are going to burst the next day, and they won't have anyone coming back. Now, guarantee is completely up to you. You don't have to. It's not, you'll still be able to get some leads. But for me, what it does, it gives people the comfort that if something goes wrong, if I make a mistake, which I have, that I will go back and I'll fix it. So this eliminates risk, which most people don't want. People hate risk when it comes to these things, to the services. So by eliminating risk, two things happen. I create comfort for them, and I'm turning cold leads, little by little, I'm turning them into warm leads. How? By my reviews, by my images. When they first walked in here, they didn't know who I was. Now I'm painting a story for them. I'm telling them what I do. They have my image. They see me working. I'm telling them how it started, why it started, and I'm giving them a guarantee. And my guarantees, if I make a mistake, which does happen once again, and I go back and learn and fix it, it does take time, and you don't get paid most of the times. But what happens is you're creating a client for life. And in the long run, I've done jobs for people and I've gone and fixed, and they're giving me more work. And in the long run, one client, you could either make $100 from a client and not fix the issue, or you could make 100 and potentially make more in the future. And for me, I'm looking for long-term clients. That's where you really make the money. Last year alone, my two best clients, one of them gave me $7,000. The other one gave me $10,000. And this is over 200 people that I have in my list right now. I haven't counted where I'm at right now, but I'm pretty close to 300 people in my list that I have done work for that I retarget on a regular basis. So you definitely want to have long-term relationships. So I guarantee my work. Text me or call me if you have any questions. I am at your service, and the number's there once again. So the call to action, I have it on top, in the middle, and at the end, but you don't have to. You can just keep it on top, or you can just keep it on the bottom. I just like to give people options. For a faster reply, please text me. No, for a faster reply, text is best. It can be difficult to pick up the phone when I'm in a ladder or if I have paint in my hands. Usually if I'm doing a painting job, I don't pick up my phone because it'll mess it up. I wasted so many covers this way. And that's pretty much what I have right here for my introduction. I just ended by saying my goal is to establish a genuine relationship with my clients so that over time, we have trust and in a great partnership, ensuring that if you need any help, you can just call me to help you directly. And that should be the goal for you, because these ads are going to get you leads and you're going to get you clients. And the clients that you get, if you use my evergreen client growth blueprint, you're able to retarget them on a regular basis so that you don't have to spend money on advertising, and you can just retarget your audience. So when the things are going down, business is slowing down, you have a list that you can target, offer them specials, offer them promotions, you send them reminders, and I go deep into that on the other method, but I don't want to make this video too long once again. So once I finish this, so we already went through the headline, we went through the images, we've gone through the introduction, and I apologize if I'm making this video too long already. I just wanted to be a little thorough and explain why I do what I do so that you can model as much as it serves you. If it doesn't serve you, use it. You can keep it simple. You will still achieve certain results as long as you hit all 7 of the steps. Now, quick disclosure, there's other methods of creating ads that work. This is just one method. But the truth is, I'll show you in a few minutes, most people don't know how to write ads. You can just go through Craigslist and just look through everyone's ads. Some people don't use images. Some people don't know how to eliminate objections. Some people don't put reviews. Some people don't have stories. By using the simple steps, you'll be able to stand out way above your competition. Now, the next step that I have is eliminating objections. Now, hiring someone from the street, a stranger, through Craigslist is scary for a lot of women. And usually I deal with a lot of women because the man is at work and they trust the women to do the job so that they can actually continue to work and pay for the bills. Now, that's not always the case, but for me, a lot of my clients are women. I get some men as well. Usually I deal with a lot of women. And to create comfort and to break objections, I use a why me section, or why choose me, or why hire us. There's different ways of saying it. I'm not the first person to do this. A lot of companies do this. But my very first line, reliable, honest, friendly, punctual, and an excellent communicator. This eliminates so many objections right there. People who think you're not reliable, people who think you're not going to show up, you're not going to be on time, people who think you're going to be dishonest and rip them off. I eliminate right away off the top. I'm creating cold leads into warm traffic now by the time they get to this one right here. And not everyone's going to read all your list, but I get a lot of response for my ads, which is funny because I'm not even the greatest speller. I have to spell check everything and I make mistakes, as you saw right above. There's mistakes that happen, but still, people want to hire not a super big organized corporation, but a smaller one-on-one company so they can build someone they can trust that's not going to rip them off. Now, my second one is a perfect 5-star rating, an Angie's List, Test Rabbit, backed by over 175 reviews. This says reviews are, I cannot talk enough about them. There's a reason why Macy's, Amazon, Apple, and all these companies have reviews after reviews after reviews after reviews, is because reviews sell. There's over 90% of people purchase something, they look at reviews nowadays. This wasn't a thing about a decade ago. It was a lot less. Advertising back then was different. But nowadays, people always go to the reviews and they want to know what people are saying about you. Going down the list, very resourceful, competitive prices, experienced painter, skilled handyman, clean record. People don't want to hire criminals. And honestly, I have proof. If they ever ask me, I always tell them I have proof. I get criminal check backgrounds and I keep them and I save them whenever I get them. Keep them and I give them the latest one that I have. Loves animals. And last thing you could probably add, loves kids too, or gets along with kids, or kid friendly, because a lot of people that I work with have kids and pets at home. They want to make sure they don't have an issue with that. So that's it. This is how you eliminate the objections that people have when it comes to hiring you. You will have to tweak this, of course, depending on your service. If you're a painter, a plumber, electrician, a cleaner, or a mover, you have to put here, if you're a mover, for example, we are very delicate with your items. We take our time and meticulously just wrap them to make sure that they're not damaged. We deliver everything the way it was picked up, that means not broken. You have to get really creative and tweak it to your business, but you want to eliminate objections to create cold leads into warm leads. And that's step number 4. Step number 5 is your services. In your services, you describe pretty straightforward. I'm not going to waste much time. Describe your services right over here. That's all I have right here, just to move this video along. And then once again, I finished with another call of action. Contact me today and we'll work together to finish your pending projects, allowing you to check them off your list once and for all. And I put this because most people that hire me, they procrastinate on dealing with projects for a lot of reasons. And by the time we're able to check it off their list, they can exhale, they feel relaxed. And that's primarily why I put this ad, just to give them comfort and we can do this together. Once again, last call of action. Then you always want to end in a very positive note, because people remember the beginning, they'll remember the ending of your ad the most. So thank you for considering me for your service. Have a fantastic day. Pedro Cornelio. So there you have it. The only thing that we have not covered is keywords, but the first step is the headline. Images is the second step. Introduction of the body is the third step. You can always throw a small story right there. 4 is your services. No, sorry. 4 is, one more time, I'll rewind this again. Number 1 is the headline. Number 2 is the images. Number 3 is the introduction of the ad. Number 4 is eliminate objections. Number 5 is your services. 6 is the call to action. It could be at the bottom or top or the middle, but I choose to do all 3. And the last, then is the call to action, and keywords is number 7. So keywords are very important because, like I mentioned earlier, Craigslist is a search engine. So if you go to this is the main Craigslist site. This is where you're going to land. People use this right here if they're looking for someone to organize their garage. So you can see people type it in. There's a few services right there. And they see, I think I misspelled it. So they click on that. Let's try this again. I had misspelled it. So you click garage organizer, you pretty much see I come up right here. And if you look at my services, I don't have garage organizer under my services anywhere. It's not in any of my services, but I do have it on my keywords right here at the bottom. So all the way to the bottom, garage organizer handyman services, which is one good thing about Craigslist. You can put as many keywords as you want on the bottom. And when people search for anything that's related to your business, and they will be able to land on your page. I've had ads that I posted like 20 plus days, and I haven't reposted, and people find me through searching through the keywords. So it's something that's very important. Not everyone in Craigslist uses keywords, but a big percentage of people do. So by not using keywords, you're leaving a lot of our clients, a lot of leads on the table. Well, that's pretty much all that I have for Craigslist. The one thing that I do want to show you is some ads that you probably don't want to follow. And this is across pretty much any service. So let's say, for example, if I go into this one right here, I hope I'm not throwing no one under the bus. No judgment here. No one. I've been pretty bad. Actually, no, this is a really good ad, but there's not enough in the body. There's no objections. There's no why me. They just pretty much straightforward, but there's good images, which is definitely one thing that's positive. But if you use images with everything else, your chances go up dramatically. So let's see what this one over here is about. Handyman services. Great. It's got a couple of images right there. Pretty good. I will use all the images if possible. There's no objections. There's no big story to it. There's no keywords. So I'm sure he'll get some information based on the images. But if you had reviews, if you had a solid call of action, if you had objections breaking, your chances go up dramatically. And not to make this video too long, let's go a little further down and see what we can find. There's pictures on this one too. Let's see what this one's like. The good thing they all have, people are actually nowadays are all putting images. It's actually a pretty good ad right here. There's some pretty good information. They have Google links to probably a website. The only thing that I would add to this one will probably be objections, because it's very powerful, especially when people are hiring strangers from classifieds. And I would add keywords. That's a couple of things that I would do. And I'm sure if I go through it, I'll probably change some things around myself. So like I said, what I do is not the way that I write my ads is not the only way to create ads. There's different ways of creating ads. But by having the 7 simple steps, the headline, the images, introduction, eliminated adjustments and services, call to actions, and keywords, your chances go up dramatically when it comes to attracting more leads. Each ad and prices will cost you $5. That's the cheapest you ever heard anywhere. If you're looking to create leads, to get leads through Facebook, you're looking to spend around $20, possibly more, to be honest with you. If you're looking to get leads from Google, you're looking to spend about over $50. And if you're looking to get an ad from LinkedIn, you're looking to spend about $75. And this is assuming that you know how to write ads. This is assuming that you have good copy. About 90% of ads go unnoticed. And I can tell you from experience that it's 100% true, because I've done it myself for one thing. And I've coached a lot of people who just don't do ads because they don't know how to write ads, and they say ads don't work. Ads absolutely work, 100%. I've shown you the proof in the past. You can check with other people that are actually successful with ads. The problem is most of us don't know how to write them correctly. But now you have a simple 7-step system that will get you a lot of results, that will get you a lot of clients, depending on the time of year for your service and depending when you're posting it. There's sometimes I'll get anywhere from 3 to 5. I think the most I've gotten is 7. The most I've gotten is 7. I'm having a little brain fog. The most that I have is 7 client leads for one ad. And I've actually had an ad and I put it the wrong time when I was testing things where I got no leads. But on average, I get anywhere from 3 to 5 leads for $5. You really cannot beat that. And not every lead is going to turn out to be someone you can work with, but it works. For the amount of price you're spending, you can put that ad until you get the right people that you want. I used to take really lowball jobs. I was doing some horrible jobs for a very low price because I was afraid of not getting any more clients, any more business, and I needed to pay my bills. Once I discovered the system, I take no lowball jobs. I turn down business if it doesn't feed me. Not that I'm being narcissist, not that I'm being super stocky, but I do this for a living, to feed my family. I do this to feed my daughter, to take care of my wife and my kids, and I want to make sure that I'm valuing their time and I am honoring them. If I take a job that pays me only $50, it takes me like 2 hours or 3 hours to make, I won't be able to provide correctly for them. And I'll have to take a lot of those jobs, which will take me away from my family and my own time. In respects to my time, it makes more sense to get more leads. And then you can start cherry picking the ones that work best for you and the ones that you can serve. I donate to charity in other ways, but not when it comes to my time and service. Have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, you can find me on Facebook. You can look for my page. It is open to the public. And the name of the page is Service Professionals 2.0. And you can always private message me through there. And if you purchase this course, you also will system. You also will have an email where you can email me directly. And I think I showed my work phone, which is different than my regular phone, on this ad. So you can also text that number. If you just send me a quick text if you have any questions. Have a great day.